I'm Bernard Parks, Councilman for the 8th District, and I'm joined here by Mr. Ofari Hutchinson from the Roundtable. He has put together a resource guide to advise the community of a variety of services in which they can take advantage of. My office also has been on an ongoing basis of putting together a resource guide, so we thought we would join together today and to be able to let the community know that these resources are there. It has been particularly important today in light of the several earthquakes that we've had. I think there's been 8 earthquakes since the Haiti earthquake, and people are always asking for where can they find emergency information, how can they get access, particularly with the economic situation as it is today. There are a number of requests as to shelters, where can you get information regarding unemployment, what might be some places you go to get aid for renters. These are the kind of things that we are making available so that the public can help manage the system for themselves. And so I want to turn it over to Ofari and have him give an overview of his issues. Before I do that, I want to just acknowledge that James Westbrook is here representing Curran Price. And so he also represents a portion of this area and certainly has an interest in these kinds of resources and resource guides.
Thank you, Councilman Parks. My name is Earl Ofari Hutchinson, President, Los Angeles Urban Policy Roundtable. And one of the things that we have been deeply concerned about over the last year is that people know where to get help. I can't tell you, and certainly Councilman Parks can attest to this many, many times, we get calls, and do we get calls? We're having problems with our rental. We're having problems with gangs. We're having problems with services in the community, streets, lighting. We're having problems with landlords. We're having problems with tenants. We're having problems with incarceration, legal help. So there's so many needs in our community, so many problems, particularly in a time of stress and in a time of want and even desperation in the lives of so many people. So what we decided to do was an answer. Joining with Councilman Parks with his resource directory, and I must say it is extremely comprehensive, but we also, as a companion to the 8th District Community Resource Directory that the Councilman has put out, we put out what we call our LA Urban Policy Roundtable Community Help Guide. It has what we consider a number of resources: legal, housing, tenant rights, health, educational facilities, homeless shelters, just a range of services that people need in our community. By no means do we intend this to be comprehensive. It's not a telephone book, it's not every service in the world, but it's a start, and it's our way, as Councilman Parks has done, to give back to the community, to really be a change and a service agent for our community. So Councilman Parks, we have the resource directory, his resource directory, so we're joining with him with our community help guide. In the next few days, we want to make sure that community organizations, individuals, service providers, that we get this in as many hands as we can. We're serious, we're determined, we're here to help and serve this community in a time of stress, in a time of need, and also in a time of, for many, desperation.
You know, one thing I think is important at this time is that we also complement these 2 guides by every Thursday putting out a news, e-news, that again tells people not only of the current events going on, but making them aware of available websites that they can basically negotiate and assist themselves. So this whole issue of information in the information age is very important. We're finding so many people are not reading newspapers, but they're getting their news from the internet, they're getting their news electronically, and so we're just trying to stay abreast of those trends and make this kind of information available. And again, just as we see the day-to-day activities, whether it's an earthquake, the rain was excessive last night, you can bet there are going to be calls in about flooding streets or backed up sewers or storm drains. This is the way that we allow people to help themselves, as opposed to believing that they only can call one number, or they will call the police department often on a non-emergency and tie up their line. So it gives them another tool in their home to have a readily available piece of information.
Just one final thing on that. And Councilman Parks just reminded me of something. We are in an information age. It is so important that people not only be informed, but also something else. I think it's important with the 8th District, Councilman Parks, and I'm hoping that what we're doing today will even motivate others, elected officials, community service providers, organizations, to do the same. This is a big tent. There's room for many, many other avenues of information and providing that information to certainly many people in the community. The final thing is transparency. What I like that the 8th District and Councilman Parks has done, and we try to follow his lead, be transparent. Oftentimes elected officials, Councilman Parks, as you know, are getting hit with, well, we don't know. You're not telling us. We have to find out after the fact. And by the way, we get hit with the same thing with our organization. So this is our answer to that. Joining with Councilman Parks, we have two answers now. Not only are we accountable, not only are we providing information, but we're transparent too.
Any questions?
Yeah, is this only available to the residents in your district? Who can get it and where can they get it?
We have it at all 3 of our offices. We also have it on our website. We distribute it at meetings. Any information that we provide goes well beyond the boundaries of the 8th District, because many of these resources are not physically located in the 8th District, but we're bringing forth information so that the public can gain access to it. A lot of the health services are in the county, under the county jurisdiction, and may not be located in the 8th District, but people still use them. So it's a matter of making people aware.